Marshall McLuhan, who I have a great deal of respect for, it was his position that a change in communications medium signifies, is symptom and a precipitating part of, it's part and parcel with a change in consciousness. So a change in, he would talk about the electric environment, the thing that was ushered in with radio, telegraphy, television, so forth, the film, the Hollywood film, the world cinema, recording, musical recording, electric light. Electric light was actually one of his favorite examples of a medium that changes everything. Telephone, yeah. So the great monster horror chiller medium change is this computer digitization, and the emergent noosphere of disembodied spirit girdling the planet and extending its tendrils now into the solar system. So it's very easy to see this in apocalyptic terms. Apocalypse not in a negative, catastrophic sense necessarily, but certainly catastrophic in the sense of like a radical change. I think what we get is this enhancement of the individual who can take on then the consciousness of the whole planet, and that consciousness available to every individual born into the human tribe. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't make them happy, I don't know. They're such a perverse species. Mm-hmm. But it ought to satisfy them.
I don't think that would. Why would that make you happy? That's knowledge. And
no, it would be experience.
Experience. Mm-hmm.
It would be actually putting on humanity as one's own skin. Mm-hmm. Sure. And actually, there was a funny Hollywood trash movie this season called Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. It kind of completely sucked, but the villain turns out is kind of like Luke Skywalker and his dad. So the protagonist in this, the hunky guy, he discovers who his father is, and his father is this guy whose name is Ego. And he turns out to be the bad guy. Because what Ego, he figured out his purpose. He had this huge enlightenment experience and he figured out his purpose. Ego.
Ego did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was to turn the whole universe into himself. So of course they had to kill him and so on, so on.
But that is what you say.
That's what we want. That's what ego wants. That's what the human being wants. Ego wants to be everything.
And then it can drop itself.
Well, then you would hit that point that Suzuki was talking about, the identity of everything and nothing. Right?
Do you think that will happen? I can see that happening.
Yeah, I can see this happening. I can see the neural prosthetic that would allow putting on... Well, this is what William Gibson described in Neuromancer. The cyber cowboy, Case the cowboy, puts on cyberspace. He inhabits it like a skin. He just puts it on, it's his medium, and he's in it. He's identified with it, and he can maneuver within it, and it's responsive to him, and so forth. And then there's all this story. around that. But the striking thing was this image of cyberspace as he called it, this hallucinatory, consensual hallucination matrix of the entire record, data record, cultural record of humankind. You know, and all the business conducted online and blah, blah, blah. It also means confronting what assholes we are. You know, we are really terrible. But we're also kind of great. It's a mixed bag, yeah. But yes, it does not strike me as implausible that... And this was the motto of the Pythagorean Brotherhood and Sisterhood, because they were equal. They were unisex. They were into that, you know, equality, egalitarian. Hen to pan, and I don't know actually a literal translation, but hen is one, to probably is, pan is all. One is all, but it's kind of like the Three Musketeers. One is all is one, you know. All in each is another way to look at it. The totality is present in each part. So it's like the old Hermetic adage, as above, so below. Which seems to violate logic, but is the basic intuition of mathematics. And so Bertrand Russell and his math teacher, Alfred North Whitehead, around the year 1900 had a bash at deriving mathematics from logic, which failed terribly. That was the big crisis in the foundations of mathematics. Kurt Gödel obliterated it completely, took the rug out from under everything that depended upon mathematics actually working. So all of physics, you know, sort of suddenly just goes in, poof, dust. Except it didn't. It held together even though its foundations were completely rotten, which is a very interesting topology, right? The middle is actually holding, you know, holding up everything else. But if you derive logic from mathematics, from number and geometry, then you're cooking with gas. Then it works. And the essence, the essential core idea of mathematics is the entirety is present in each part. It'll turn your head into a pretzel to try to think about it, but that's what it's good for. Once your head has exploded, you know, and you've scraped it off the ceiling and stuff and reconstructed, then you get good at it after a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the desired lability. Lability is a wonderful word. It means literally something like no beliefs cling to you if you have a labile awareness. You can entertain any belief, no matter how crazy, get the enjoyment of it, but it doesn't stick. You know, so lability is much to be desired.